Okay, we'll call to order the January 21st meeting of the Michigan City Board of Works and Safety. If everyone would please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If we could have the approval of minutes from our January 6th regular meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 6, 2020.
We have a motion from Mrs. Keating. I will second that motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose? Motion carries. Our first item on the agenda is Sergio Kusurjan, if I said that correctly. If you'd like to step up to the microphone, please.
Good morning. My name is Sergio Kusurjan, 1713 Franklin Street, Michigan City, Indiana. We put a request to have a peaceful protest against the war and run, especially with everything that's been going on. So we want to do it here in front of the City Hall. We're going to have people basically on the sidewalks, and then we'll have a few speakers. We got speakers coming from Chicago, from Gary, Indiana, as well as South Bend, different organization. And so basically our youth, our young members of Organized United Residents in Michigan City wanted to do this. So we just I was actually just putting this on the agenda list, and they're the ones who's in charge of this. So if you guys have any questions that we can answer.
Do you have any questions?
The issue of insurance.
I spoke with Amber, and she said that it wasn't necessary since it was on.
Okay, and I guess the only question I would have, does our Michigan City Police Department have any issues regarding this?
Yes, good morning, Captain Jeff Lineski, Traffic Division. I did speak with Sergio. The entire event is going to be held on City Hall property, so there will be no street closures required, and we would recommend approval.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any other questions regarding this? Mr. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. President. Members of the Commission, please excuse my tardiness. A little family medical situation that required my attention. Thank you. No questions, sir.
Okay. With that in mind then, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the request from Organized and United Residents of Michigan City to hold a peaceful protest against the war in Iran on Saturday, January 25th, 2020, between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m., and that would be in the City Hall parking lot.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Great. Thank you very much. You guys have a good day.
The next item is a horizontal drilling permit. Olivia Carlin, ESPO Engineering and Comcast Cable, requesting a horizontal drilling permit to directional bore to install new underground service KATV cable between an existing KATV pedestal located on Woodside Drive and across to a building at 108 Woodside Drive to an existing KATV lockbox. Permit to include road bore underneath Woodside Drive. Anyone here is Olivia Carlin here today? Anyone representing Comcast or ESPO Engineering? No. Okay. I know that everything's been presented to the board. Does the board have any questions? I mean, our city engineer's not here at the moment either.
I spoke with Mr. Wright as well, and he said he had no objections to the HDD boring permit.
And I see here in the packet that they have provided proof of insurance for this project as well. Do we have any motions?
Motion to support. To approve. Excuse me.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the horizontal drilling permit. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carries. And moving along, we have Charles Keane with General Insurance requesting approval of insurance of policy renewal.
Good morning, Board. Charlie Keene, General Insurance Services. Here this morning to seek formal approval for the workers' compensation insurance program for the City of Michigan City and the Sanitary District. So I'll give you a brief overview of the workers' compensation program. The anniversary date of the program is January 15th. The city entered into the self-funding program January 15th of 2008. Sanitary District joined the program on April 1st of 2010. The program has four elements. Number one, the excess insurance, which provides excess coverage over and above the city's loss fund, and the buffer layer insurance. The second element is the buffer layer insurance, which is a form of excess insurance that picks up the gap between the excess and the city's loss fund. And the third-party administration provided by Comp 1. They provide the claims handling. They handle the claims based on Indiana state statute. And the fourth element is the actual loss fund that the city has to pay claims. So this is not traditional insurance. This is a self-funded program, so it's essentially the city is the insurance company. Of course, to provide coverage for any catastrophic events, we buy that excess and buffer layer coverage. This year, we marketed the account and went out to marketplace to seek guaranteed cost coverage, which would be the traditional marketplace. And quotes came back excess of $700,000. So we did an analysis between the guaranteed cost program, the traditional program, and the city's self-funded program, and determined that the self-program is running well and is the best approach in the funding of workers' compensation. There are no changes to the program. There are no changes to the excess and buffer layer insurance program. We are changing the third-party administrator from from York to Comp 1 due to some service issues that we've been having as York got bought out by a larger TPA firm called Sedgwick, which is the largest TPA in the world. So anyways, it'll be a much better run, a lot smoother. And then I'll be making a presentation to the Sanitary District tomorrow evening to run over this as well. And the cost summary of the program, this includes both the City of Michigan City and the Sanitary District's portion. The excess annual premium is $125,166. The buffer layer excess insurance is $40,474, and the TPA annual fee is $42,400 for a total of $208,040. And that makes up the total fixed cost of the program. So given the historical data and extensive analysis, the self-funding approach has been cost-effective for the city and the Sanitary District, so we recommend the continuation of the program. We also recommend that the city budget $316,000 for their loss fund, and the Sanitary District budgets $84,000 for their loss fund. And of course, the Indiana State Board of Accounts allows building up the funds in a account for workers' compensation loss payments. Are there any questions?
As I recall, when you briefed us, I think it's important that the board know that this also represents a strong potential savings to the city.
Correct. Yeah. So we did that's a good point. Thank you, Mayor. we did a 12-year look back on the program, and when you compare it with the guaranteed cost program, rough savings per year over that 12 years is about $140,000. We save by self-funding the program. Of course, where we get real cost savings is a focus on safety, where we can actually, because the loss fund is our money, or the city's money, and that's what we need. That's what we have control over. So,
Any other questions?
Nothing.
Nothing? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve, and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
thank you.
Next, I see we have Jeff Wright, city engineer, is requesting approval of consulting contract between City of Michigan City and Blue Sky Planning for services for the NDOT LPA Community Crossing Magic Grant. The contract would be in the sum of $9,000, and the term is until May 15th, 2020. I see Mr. Wright is not here. I know we did receive the all the whereases and everything, the contract here in our packet. Does any of the board members have any questions?
No.
Are there any motions to make? Do we want to hold this over? Do we want to approve this? What do we want to do?
I'm not sure that this is not time sensitive. So based on my evaluation of Mr. Wright's judgment, I make a motion that we approve this. If there are any modifications to this that need to be made, we will make them at our next meeting. But as I said, without knowing whether or not this is time sensitive, I feel it's in the city's best interest to approve it. Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any questions on that? No. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we're going to move on to our claims docket. And our municipal claims for this meeting are $1,243,844.36. Our medical trust claims are $471,034.74, and our CDBG claims are $51,497.29 for a total of $1,766,376.39. Do we have any questions from the board on these claims? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the claims and payroll as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is approved. And now we're going to move on to unfinished business.
Mr. President, if I may, we have payroll.
Payroll to
Oh, payroll, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
I apologize, yeah.
It missed being included in the agenda, so I will comment for the public's information. Our payroll for this period is $640,969.14.
Yes. Do we have a motion to approve payroll?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Missed that one. Okay, now we'll move on to our pending items. First one is the grant of easement from Michael Micah for of Addison Northwest Partners. We received correspondence from Attorney LePage that, and actually we have the agreement here, that all department heads have no objections to granting this easement. First, do we have a motion to take it off of our pending business? Or do we just have to approve it? Gail?
I believe you can just approve it,
Okay,
because it's not tabled, it's on the pending list.
okay, all right. Do we have a motion regarding this easement?
Make a motion to approve the grant of an easement on city-owned property located at 501 East US Highway 20. That is parcel number 460509.127.006.000-009.
Support.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to James Kent, purchase of city-owned property located on Main Street.
Take this off then. Make a motion to take off the easement off the list.
Oh, do we, it doesn't come off automatically by approval?
No, you have to do it.
All right.
Mr. President, I understand from Clerk Nyla that even though we have closed this item out, we need to have a motion and a second to approval to take it off the agenda of unfinished business.
Okay. Do we have such a motion?
Motion to remove.
Second.
Motion and a second to remove this easement item off of our unfinished business list. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Next, we have James Kent, purchase of city-owned property located on Main Street. The board set the offering price at $9,200. Bids were due in the clerk's office no later than Friday, January 10th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. No bids were received. Apparently, we need to make a motion to remove this matter from the pending items.
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't receive any bids. It's on Main Street. Yeah, it's not forwarded.
Do we have such a motion?
I'll make a motion to remove the matter of the property located on Main Street from the pending items list.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to remove this item from the list. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, same. Opposed, same sign. We're, okay, approved. You're good, yeah. Next, Cora Cambridge, 220 Gladys Street, requesting lighting on Gladys Street and sidewalks. We made a motion last meeting to move this back to the city engineer. Michigan City Police Department has made the recommendation to install a NIPSCO light in front of 227 Gladys Street on pole number 223062. It's to be paid for by the city. We need to keep this on the pending list until it has been completed. Next, we have John Chilikian, 609 Franklin Street. Skylar York was asked this matter to stay on the pending list for another 2 weeks so that he can work with the new city engineer. Then it can be decided if they are paving or giving access to the property, advising the new city engineer can figure out. Okay, is Skylar here today? No, and we know Mr. Wright is. Yeah. Do we have to make a motion to keep it on the list, Gail?
No,
No,
we just,
we'll
I'll
just-
carry it on till
Okay,
next.
all right. With neither one of Mr. Wright or Skylar here, Mr. Chilikian, do you have a comment?
Good morning. My name is John Cholikian from 609 Franklin. This has been going on for the last 22 years. The project, they had a subdivision approval, and Mr. De La Portas did not finish the subdivision. The city approved it. The snowplow plows the street. Nobody claims they own the street, but they are doing it. They are plowing it. And they piled that snow on my property. They blocked my property for the last 22 years. and nobody knows what's going on. And I have to come here week after week to resolve the issue, and nobody cares about resolving it. And nobody, inspection department doesn't do nothing, and that all the drainage, the water, and everything comes to my property, and it's damaging my property.
What is the address to that property?
I don't have no address. It's next to Gordon Food.
Okay. But without having our planning or department or city engineer here, I think we need to carry this on to the next meeting, unfortunately. But we will talk to them and see if we can't come to some conclusion.
Okay, thank you.
What is the address of your property that this is being, you're saying all this is drainage on? Not the 609 Franklin, you have another property.
It's between the mattress store and Gordon Food. And for many years, the city...
I'm not trying to be humorous, but we've had a lot of mattress stores come and go.
I'll make a copy of this one.
Okay.
Because you don't
We'll
have
do our
this.
best, Mr. Shalakian, to try to resolve this between today and our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we'll carry that.
Too long.
Next we have We Create Media Marketing Contract for 2019. Chris Cribbs of We Create gave a presentation to the board. Is anyone from We Create Media here today? This is the most information I have on this.
Mr. President, Ms. Keating, we in the mayor's office, well, I in the mayor's office decided to terminate this contract. We feel that after discussion, we feel we're not getting sufficient benefit out of it, so we have already taken action to terminate this contract. It does provide a substantial cost savings to the city. We have another service that we are dealing with to promote tourism and events in Michigan City.
Okay. Since that action has already been taken, we just need to make a motion then to remove this from the unfinished business.
Motion to remove.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to remove We Create Media from the unfinished business. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have Lori Dudek, Director Human Resources, Franciscan Health, request to move current bus stop. That has been already deferred to our February 3rd meeting. So we will keep that on the agenda for that. I see we do have comments here from our transit director.
Robin Tillman,
Yes.
Michigan City Transit Director. I have a written correspondence for the Board of Works, and I wanted to explaining how transit operates and the fixed route service operates in a nutshell, and to open myself up to any one of the board members for any questions thereafter going forward.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We have Harvey Corney, 905 Colfax Avenue, request to replace gravel in the alleyway. Millings, Skylar York says that millings have taken place in the alleyway. This is going to be on our March 2nd meeting. So we'll move beyond that. And then we have order to demolish 710 West 10th Street. And that is to be to 3 months until the work is complete. It's going to be kept on our unfinished business until March 16th. So that concludes our unfinished business.
Mr. President?
Yes.
If I may, please, this gravel in the alley situation, I would just like to ask our code compliance representatives if there has been any conversation since Mr. York is not here Are you involved in that at all? Well, this is your moment of stardom. Let us know.
I've never gone up here before. Liliana Rosado, Associate Planner for the city. As far as correspondence goes, they agreed to take out some of the graveling because they're over compliance. They basically graveled everything out in their backyard without city permission and in the right-of-way.
Can you pull this down a little closer to your mouth so we can?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Can you read now?
Perfect.
So I did talk to them. We gave them, I think, until the end of February to start making some changes. But as far as correspondence goes, they haven't reached out or anything like that. And I did do a site visit, and they haven't made any changes of yet.
From your vantage point, do you feel this is moving forward to completion?
Not yet, but it's still pretty cold out, so they have to remove the gravel that they set down, which is going to take some work. And the ground is pretty much frozen right now, so I wasn't expecting much work to be done at this time.
Okay.
Probably when it warms up a little bit in spring, they'll probably go out and,
So it might extend past this March.
Absolutely.
Since the ground's frozen.
Mm-hmm.
You want to table, Mr. President, do you think we should table this till a later date or just keep it rolling?
I suggest let's just keep it rolling. Weather could warm up, we don't know
Yes.
what'll happen. We'll leave it at March 16th.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we will open up now for public comments. Anyone, any issue?
Good morning, board members. Andrea Smith, Director of Personnel with the City of Michigan City, Indiana. I am requesting an extension of FMLA for one of our employees. She's had 12 weeks and she needs an additional 12.
Mr. President, Ms. Smith and I have discussed this. She's explained it to me thoroughly, and it is definitely in the city's best interest to honor her request and extend this FMLA.
Okay, then do we have a motion for that purpose?
Yes, sir. Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, board.
Any other public comments?
Yeah, I'd like to say they did a fine job this weekend with the roads in Michigan City. They got out there right away. They were on top of it. A few areas, maybe there was a little bit of snow left, but they did an outstanding job for their first shot out.
And your name and address?
Oh, Kathy Stransky, 223 East Barker Ave.
Thank you. Any other comments? Anyone, any reason? Going. Okay, we'll close public comments. Any board comments?
Well, Mr. President, I thank Ms. Stransky for her comments. That's because we have a tip-top crew.
Okay, hearing no more comments, do we have a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you.